Today sucked. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Like, I got no sleep last night. I didn't feel like waking up this morning. I didn't feel like getting out of bed. I didn't feel like taking my cold shower. I didn't feel like eating my meals. I didn't feel like going to the gym. I didn't feel like doing my cardio. But I hold myself to a certain standard. Like it can be very easy and very tempting, when you're at this, type of physique, to where you take your foot off the gas a little bit. You start to cope in your mind and, lay off and take the easy route, cut corners and miss days here and there and go, kind of convince yourself that it doesn't matter. You already have a good physique. You're good. That's the last thing I'm going to do, because I hold myself to a certain standard. I know that if I take the short route, if I cheat myself and I cut corners, I know from the level that I hold myself to, I'm literally a fraud. Like, I stick with the core principles, the main foundational habits that have gotten me to the point I'm at now. Waking up early, taking the cold showers, getting in the gym, regardless of how I feel, because I know I didn't get here through motivation. There were so many days I didn't feel like doing what I need to be doing, but that's the only reason I'm here, because I relied on my discipline and not my motivation. There were so many days where I woke up and I just wanted to quit. I had all these excuses in my head. I had the little bitch version of myself telling me that I can't do this. I should just quit. I should stay in bed. I shouldn't do the things that I need to do in order to get to where I'm trying to go. But I didn't listen. I kept going, and that's the only reason I'm here. You can't get soft, bro. When things get hard, you gotta be ready to keep pushing through, because you're being tested. You're being tested by God to see how bad you truly want these things. He's molding you into the man that you're supposed to become. You gotta realize that, bro. It's not gonna be easy. If it was easy, everyone would be doing it, but no one is. There's a reason behind that, bro. It's uncomfortable. No one is willing to make themselves uncomfortable intentionally. They're just not. They'd rather go drink on the weekends. They'd rather go party and smoke and lay around, on a couch eating chips all day. But not you, bro. You're different. You're different, and you gotta see that, bro, and you gotta act like it. Yeah, it's gonna be hard. Yeah, you're gonna fight with yourself mentally every single day. But that's what it takes, bro. Like, I wouldn't be where I'm at right now if I constantly just negotiated with myself and didn't do the things I was supposed to do. You know the feeling after, where you don't follow through on a promise you make to yourself, and then deep down, you know you're living a lie. You know you're a fraud, and that's the worst thing to ever have to deal with. I never want to have that feeling. When I make a promise to myself, I'm going to keep it. I'm going to follow through on that, because I know if I don't, I'm not living up to the standard that I hold myself to, and I don't even deserve the outcome that I want. The only reason I have this life right now, the business, the car, my girlfriend, this physique, is because I never gave up on myself when it got hard. I'm just like you, bro. I'm no different. I don't want to do this shit every day. I don't. I really fucking don't. But I show up every single day because I just want it that bad. I want it that bad. I don't care how I feel in the moment, because I know the reward, the outcome that I'm chasing is going to be well worth that short feeling of discomfort and pain that I feel in the moment. They don't even compare. And you got to see that, bro. There's no growth without being uncomfortable. That's just how it is. You can't be willing to stay in your comfort zone and expect any sort of growth out of it. You're not going to move anywhere. I remember what it's like to constantly just look in the mirror and be so unhappy with what I saw. So unsatisfied. I literally, I used to look in the mirror and just feel like shit about myself. I used to literally call myself a bitch to my face, because I was. I knew I wasn't following through on the promises I made to myself every day, and I would just look in the mirror and feel like shit. I would literally tell myself, you don't deserve the life you want, because you're not following up to the promises you make to yourself. And that's how it is, bro. It's on you. No one's gonna do it for you. And it's as simple as that, bro. You are the only one who can save yourself. No one's coming to save you. Nobody. No one cares about you that much, bro. You have yourself. That's it. You and God, bro. That's all you need. That's it. You gotta, like, you cannot give up when it gets hard, bro. I don't care how hard it is. God would not put you through anything that you cannot get through, that you cannot handle, because he's going to be walking there, right there with you, bro. He's going to be leading the way. He will carry you if he has to. He carried me. He carried me through a lot of hard shit I went through in my life. I shouldn't even be here right now. That's how bad it got at one point. You got to be willing to fight through this shit, bro. Like, how bad do you actually want it? That's what you got to ask yourself every day. You got to wake up, look yourself in the mirror, look yourself right in the eyes and say, how bad do I want this shit? Because if your actions aren't matching your words, you know you don't deserve it. You know you don't. Deep down, you know exactly what you have to be doing in order to get to where you're trying to go. Are you following through on that? Ask yourself that every day. You'll know. You'll know if you're a fraud or if you're actually living up to the standard that you hold yourself to. It's not easy, but you got to get it done. You got to get it done. I don't feel like doing this shit every day. But I also got people counting on me now. You know, it's more than just myself. It's one thing to let myself down, but to let other people down who are counting on me, that's what I can't live with, bro. I got my clients, I got my guys on social media who are looking up to me for motivation, inspiration, to keep them going, to get them out of the situations that they're in. I wish I had that when I was younger, bro. I wish I had someone to look up to. It was just me. It's so much deeper than just myself now, showing up for myself. I got a lot of people counting on me, bro, and that's the thing. That's what keeps me going, bro. When I wake up and realize that I have people paying me to change their mindset, help them get out of the situation that they're in, change their life, become a more high-level man, I'm leading the example. If I don't show up, what kind of example am I setting for them? That's what I'm trying to teach you guys. Like, it doesn't matter how you feel. 99% of the time, you're going to wake up and you're not going to feel like getting out of bed. You're not going to feel like doing what you have to. And that's life, bro. That is life. But it's keeping that discipline and just doing it regardless of how you feel. That's how you're going to get to where you're trying to go. Just constant repetition every single day. You got to stick to the core principles and habits that got you to the point you're at now. The things I do every day right now in my life is the same routine that I was doing when I was broke. I didn't change a single thing. I just started to go harder and harder over time. I started delegating in certain areas, doing things smarter. But I'm doing the same foundational core habits every single day that got me to this point. The waking up early, the cold shower, 32 ounces of water, praying, fasted cardio, going to the gym. I know if I don't keep my body in check, my mind is going to suffer. If I don't take care of myself, how am I supposed to take care of anything else or anyone else? If you're fat, if you're out of shape, how do you expect to excel in any other area of life? If you can't even take care of yourself, how are you going to take care of other things? That's why it's so important that the gym needs to be your foundation. It's so important. Without that strong foundation, you cannot learn, the foundational principles that you need in order to win in every other area of life. That's the most important thing. You don't have to be some jacked, ripped bodybuilder. Just get in shape, bro. Take care of yourself. Eat healthy. Go to bed on time. Wake up early. Take care of your body, bro. Your body is your temple. It's what you gotta do. That's the biggest thing. Like, I see so many people who are just, they're in such a mental rut. They're depressed. They're so unsatisfied. They're so unhappy with themselves and their life. I swear 99% of the time, literally, it's because they're not in shape. They lay around in bed on their phone all day. They vape. They smoke. They go and drink. They go party every weekend. I'm not saying this to shit on you guys and put you down. I'm just being real and trying to pull you to a higher place. Because you know deep down that it's not good for you. You're not supposed to be doing that because you're not taking care of yourself. You're destroying your future and your body. You could literally, the quickest way to cure depression is just start taking care of yourself. I swear you can completely change your life around if you just started going to the gym, started doing cardio, started eating healthy, started drinking enough water, and started sleeping the right way. Those 5 things, just the simple basics of taking care of yourself, can have the most drastic change on you mentally. You cannot have a strong body without a strong mind. And I remember too, like, when I was freaking broke, bro, delivering pizza, making barely $200 a week, I did not want to go into work, man. Like, I wanted change so bad in my life. I was so sick of the situation I was living. I was so sick of making no money. I was so sick of just being broke and depressed and no direction with my life. I wanted to quit so many times. And also, too, I knew I deserved that life because I wasn't really doing anything to get myself out of that situation. I didn't go all in on my business. I wasn't really making any efforts to change my situation. I just sat there, depressed every day, praying to God that he could change it when in reality, I wasn't moving anywhere. God can't move a parked car. You got to just go and he will redirect your steps. But that's the thing, bro. When I was starting up, it was hard. Like, business is hard, bro. A lot of people say that, they want to be an entrepreneur. They want to start their own business. They want to make money, and they think it's all like sunshine and rainbows, bro. No, this shit is hard. This is not for the weak-minded, bro. If you are not taking care of your body and getting in the gym, eating healthy, treating your body like an athlete, like a supercar, honestly, if you're not treating your body like a supercar, you are not cut out to be an entrepreneur. Not at all. Because the mental stress that business gives you every single day, if you don't have your mind right and have your mind in check, you are not going to last. The slightest inconvenience, a little obstacle gets in your way, you're not going to have the mental strength and toughness to really fight through it. There's a lot of shit that people don't tell you about, business and entrepreneurship, man. It is not easy. On my way up, I wanted to quit so many times. And I'm still in that early stage where I'm struggling. My business has ups and downs every single week. I could go from my best week to literally making like no money the next week. And it's like, to deal with those highs and lows mentally is the hardest thing because that's just business in general, but you constantly reevaluate yourself thinking that you're doing something wrong when in reality, like, it's business. It happens. You're not always going to constantly be in this steady incline of just constant growth and progress. A lot of the growth that you make in business doesn't always have results to it. There's a lot of work you're going to do, a lot of boring work that you may not see the result right away, but that work will never be wasted. And that's the hardest thing is like just being able to stick through that and not quit, because it's fucking hard when you're grinding 12 hours a day, getting no sort of results for the efforts that you're putting in. That's business, bro. But when you're passionate about what you're doing and you have a strong enough mind, you're going to get through that shit and it's going to pay off, bro. I'm the only reason I'm here, it's not that I'm smarter than you, it's not that I'm better than you. I just refused to quit when it got hard. That's it. I just refused to fucking quit. That's all it takes. Literally, it's just the mindset of saying, I don't care what happens, I am not going to quit. That's all it takes. You don't have to be the smartest guy. You don't have to know the most knowledge. You don't have to be the best at business and making sales. You just have to have that freaking drive of just no quit. You have to be willing to not quit, because the second you quit, you lost everything. All that work that you put in, all the progress you were making is just done. There's winners and there's losers. Winners still fail. But the reason they're winners is because they never quit. Failures are just people who lost and never got back up. You got to be willing to fail time and time again. over and over and over again and just keep getting back up, keep learning, and keep going. I remember the stress when I paid my first mentor, the stress of having that payment on my back, knowing that I couldn't afford it, knowing that I couldn't even handle my own bills at the time, and I just took on, a $4,500 loan that I had to pay every month. That stress that I had on my back was literally the only reason I'm here. A lot of you guys are scared to take that risk. Bet on yourself. That's the problem. A lot of you guys, say you want to start making money, you want to launch that business, but the second it comes down to actually investing in yourself and, taking that risk, betting on yourself, you're not all in because you don't trust yourself enough. I didn't care that I didn't have the money. I was like, you know what? I'm going to humble myself. I'm going to listen to every fucking word this guy tells me, and I'm going to do it step by step, everything on the dot. And if it doesn't work, so be it. Then I know it's not my fault. But if I do everything this guy tells me, there's no reason that this should not work. How hard are you willing to go? How much are you willing to put into it? I was willing to make it work at all costs because I knew if I didn't, I was screwed and I was not going to be able to pay that loan off. And that pressure is the only reason that I'm here. You guys can't be scared of pressure. You can't be scared to be uncomfortable because that's when you're going to make the most amount of growth. It's not supposed to be comfortable. You're supposed to, when you invest into yourself and invest into some type of knowledge, it's supposed to hurt. You're supposed to make that payment and be like, oh, fuck, I got to make this work now. I got to do the work. If it was free knowledge, you wouldn't do it. There'd be nothing holding you accountable. You guys got to see that, bro. The best thing you can do is invest into yourself. So many of you guys are willing to, go to college and pay like thousands and thousands of dollars for the experience. And you're not even willing to pay a couple thousand to learn literally a high income skill from a millionaire. But you'll go learn from a professor who never ran a business just because you want to go drink and party on the weekends to land a job making 50 to 60K a year once you're out of school with all this debt on your back, thousands of dollars. I'll never understand it, bro. The system is just corrupt. You have to bet on yourself. You have to bet on yourself. That payment's supposed to hurt. It's supposed to be expensive. It's supposed to be like, fuck, I need to lock in. I need to get this done. Because if it wasn't, and then if that knowledge was free, there would be nothing holding you accountable and you wouldn't be doing the work. You wouldn't be doing the work at all. Perfect example, before I even started online coaching, I tried to go through NASM. My parents paid for that. It was $1,000, so I didn't pay a dime for it. They paid for it. And I didn't finish the course because there was nothing holding me accountable. I didn't pay for it. Yeah, it was money, but there was nothing holding me accountable because I had not invested anything into it. So I pushed it off every single day. I was like, I'm not doing this shit. And that's the problem, bro. A lot of you guys expect all these free handouts, things to just be handed to you. There's no accountability in that. There's nothing forcing you to do that work and make you uncomfortable. There's no comfort in growth. It's always going to be uncomfortable. Always going to be uncomfortable. You got to bet on yourself. You got to take that risk. You got to take that chance. You got to have that mentality where it's like, yes, this is going to hurt. Yes, this is going to be uncomfortable. But I'm going to do everything I'm supposed to in order to get this outcome that I want. I don't care how long it takes. I'm going to do everything step by step and literally give my all 110% every single day. Whatever happens, happens. Focus on the input and what you're doing every single day, and the outcome will take care of itself. The work you're doing, the byproduct of that will be the success. But you got to put the work in first. Stop thinking about the outcome. Just focus on the work you have to do to get there. Every single day. Every day, no fucking quit. Let's go.